Hello everyone and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What we are doing today is Fix It Friday, so I thought, well, why not fix our anxiety? Why not fix our stress level a little bit? Because stress can be a huge thing that causes a lot of problems. And I did a video before about turning off your mind, and I'll link to that below. But I thought today we'd do a pamper routine. I've already taken a shower and gotten comfortable. That's the first step in this, to make sure you are good and comfortable. Now I have, I think, all my ingredients in front of me here, but before we ever really get into mixing everything, you can take some coconut oil, okay? Now, before you do anything, you want to make sure that your face is good and clean, you know, because you don't want to be putting stuff on that just, you know, doesn't sink in as well because you got makeup on. I took a little bit of coconut oil. Now this is unrefined coconut oil. I warm it up between my hands. Now I do use the refined as well. Refined is cheaper. And you just massage it all over your face. I did this to show you that you can get eye makeup because I didn't focus as much on my eyes. You can get eye makeup off using coconut oil. You can really get under the lashes. And plus, this doesn't hurt your lashes. It can actually help them grow if you use the unrefined coconut oil. You know, so use that and really massage it in. You know, and this isn't going to hurt your skin. Even oily skin girls like myself need a little extra oil and moisture sometimes because the oil production sometimes is because we have completely stripped our skin of the oil. Like used too harsh of something to strip it. Now, right there I've taken off, I believe, all my makeup. Because I can tell that my lashes are good and soft now. They weren't crispy before, but they're really good and soft. And I've really just been going back and forth over my eyes here. But that's with coconut oil. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take one of my little wipes here. This is the apples and cinnamon wipes I've shown from a Dollar Tree haul. I'm going to use one of them and wipe off my face to get all the excess oil off of it. You know, and to clean my hands as well. Because I'll use two of them to do this. So, but, you know, you just want to get the excess oil off. And you can do this nightly to take your makeup off. And it really does do a good job. So, you know, because I use either coconut oil. Well, I've been trying out several different things actually. One of my favorites besides coconut oil is Pond's cleansing cream. Now that's really good too. So, but you know, you use a little bit of coconut oil and it's cheaper than buying a thing of makeup wipes. You know, I always try to find the cheapest route possible for everything. You know, because being on a budget, it's cheaper sometimes to buy a food item than it is to buy, you know, actual beauty item. So, but I'm just making sure I got most of the oil off my face here. And you might be hearing things from time to time. My dogs, you know, they smell the coconut and all that, so they're wanting to eat it. You know, smells good to them. Now then, we're going to jump into the mask portion. You can tell my hair is wet here. I had coconut oil still dripping down my arm. But, you know, my hair is good and wet still. Now, you can do this many different ways. You can do it dry and heat up your oil, which does work. But for the sake of this, I'm just showing you one way I like to do it, actually I'm going to show you two ways. One way, I take my regular hair conditioner and I'll put a little bit in my hand of this. This is the Salon Selective's Damage Repair one from the Dollar Tree. I get a little bit of that on my fingers. Well, in my hand actually, because you want it in your hand, not on your fingers. You know, I get a pretty good size amount. And then I'm going to take some oil, not a lot of it, just a little bit of it. You know, this is the Vitamin E Beauty Oil from the Dollar Tree. Now, it's easier to do this if you do it in a bowl, but and I'm holding it over a bowl to do this, but I put a little bit of that in my hand, and then just kind of work it all together, and start working it in my hair. You know, the oil, Vitamin E oil, really does help stimulate hair growth, and I'm doing this mainly on the top part here, because that's what, you know, I need the most help with in my hair. But, you know, Vitamin E oil does help stimulate hair growth, so that's where adding it to a conditioner can help. Now, part of the reason I didn't do all the back is I'm going to show you another option here to do that. Now, I'm going to take a bowl for this next step, right here, and let me turn around so you can see. See, that's my hair now. Okay, you can warm up your oil, you know, but for me it works just fine doing it this way. Now I'm going to put a little bit of Vitamin E oil in a bowl here. Just a little bit there. Then I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil. This is EVOO, as some people who watch Rachel Ray especially know it by. Extra virgin olive oil. We're going to put that in the bowl too. Now I'm not measuring this out. Now you could, you know, measure it out, but I'm just using my fingers to kind of mix it together, because I'm going to be using my fingers anyway to apply it to my hair. And I'm mainly focusing it on the back because I've already got conditioner on the top. I'm going to be putting this on the back. I'm using my fingers to mix it in. So that's what it would look like right there. Alright. I have the other stuff on the top, so, you know, just take it and work it on the ends of my hair mostly. This will help add shine and strength from what I have read, at least. So, I have some thick hair, so, alright. Now, whenever you put oil in your hair, you're going to have trouble possibly getting it out, so you'll need to wash it really good. But from what I've learned with oil, I have to, like, dry wash practically. You know, hop in the shower, and don't even use shampoo or water at first. Not shampoo, but water. Don't even turn on the water. But hop in the shower, and then just get a little bit of shampoo in your hair and start working it in ahead of time. You know. Now for me, I'm going to go back in with some of this conditioner, just because I feel like conditioner and the oil helps me to be able to wash it out easier. That's why I suggest, you know, mixing the two anyway. Now yes, I'm in my pajamas because this is a nighttime routine for me. Whenever I have something going on the next day or whatever, you know, or I'm just needing to relax. I do this primarily at night. And I will typically sleep with my hair like this, you know. Now, I highly recommend doing, if you're going to do that, to use a shower cap or something, because you don't want oil everywhere. So, you know, but that's okay. Alright, now then, I got my hair good and saturated here. You're supposed to leave this on as long as possible, you know, from what I remember reading. Anytime I read an oil thing or whatever, they say leave it on for at least 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. Now me, I'll probably leave it on even longer. This is the Domino Light Brown Sugar, right here. Okay, now what I'm going to do, this is the Domino Light Brown Sugar right here. I'm going to take approximately, I'm using these little plastic spoons here, about a half a teaspoon of that. I'm not being extra precise, but I am somewhat. Putting that in a bowl. Actually, I'm going to go with a whole teaspoon. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. And then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of instant coffee. Now you can use regular coffee as well, but I find the instant kind of mixes up easier. And these are somewhat level teaspoons that I'm using, somewhat. So, okay. There's my coffee and brown sugar. Now this is something I have come up with myself. You know, I'm basically showing you how you can make a mask. Now I also use this as a scrub from time to time. So, you know, you can do that too with whatever's left over. But you got your coffee and brown sugar here. You want to break it up, make sure it's, you know, I go ahead and mix the dry ingredients together ahead of time here. But the coffee I'm using, like I said, is an instant coffee, which I bought it from Walmart a while back just because I was wanting to try instant coffee to drink, but it's not worth a crap, so I can't say I recommend that. At least not this brand. The one I have is the $1 one, Pamper instant coffee. Now I like the Nescafe coffee and all that, and you can use your fingers if you can't see what you're doing. You can use your fingers to really make sure it's all broken up and all, you know, mixed together. You can use your fingers to mix this up in general, you know. So, now this one right here, it's going to help with the antioxidants in the face and all that once we're done mixing it all together. You know, because there's going to be a good amount of stuff to this. But I used about 2 plastic teaspoons of each coffee and brown sugar. And I'm just kind of making sure it's all, like I said, mixed together. And I've told y'all before, I'm visually impaired, so, you know, it's hard to tell sometimes if things are that way. Now that's what it looks like, all mixed together. Put my other bowl over here right quick. Now then, see, because I tend to mix things. This is my own little recipe, like I said. I'll look up things and come up with my own concoction. And that's what I've done here. I'm not a professional by any means, but I just thought I would share this with you. Then I'm taking that same teaspoon I was using, and I'm putting about a teaspoon worth of honey at first. Honey is good for antibacterial and all that good stuff, so that's going to be a great thing. But it also does add to the stickiness. But we're going to fix that here in a moment too. I don't want it to be way too runny. You know, I normally don't measure it all out like this. I normally just go by feel, so it may have to play around with it a little bit. And then I think y'all know that vitamin E oil is really good for you too. So I'm adding just a little bit of that to it. And then I'm going to add just a tiny bit, about a half a teaspoon, I guess. I used about a half a teaspoon of the vitamin E oil as well. But use about a half a teaspoon of this oil as well, the EVOO. And I'm going to wipe off the spoon here. But, okay. Then you mix it together real good. And right now it's still real dry. You know. But this will work really good as an exfoliant as well. Like I said, you can use this to exfoliate the entire body. Usually I use like close to 1, 1, 1, 1. You know. I don't usually use the vitamin E oil though, so I didn't know for sure whether that would, you know. This is a new thing of olive oil, so I'm just taking a little bit more of that and pouring it in. I didn't measure it this time, but mix that up real good. Once you get to doing this, you'll learn what works and what doesn't, and how thin you like it, how thick you like it. Me, I like mine as more of a pasty type consistency, not all crumbly. That's what it's looking like so far. You know, but you can tell that it's starting to come together. You know. So, sometimes water, you can do this with water as well, add water to it. But you have to be very careful because water will start dissolving everything if you do that. But I'm going to take this and just start putting some of it on my face here. Now then, I'm going to take this and just start putting it on my face, okay? Now you just pack it on there. It doesn't want to stick. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm taking it and rubbing it, rather, on my face, which is going to help exfoliate the skin. Now I'm just tapping, you know, kind of packing what did get on my face down. The honey and all that sticks to the skin. That's still there, even though you might not be able to see it. You know, like I said, this is a good exfoliating mask. You know, it doesn't get all ugly and look all black, you know, solid black on your face. But, and my dogs are like, can I have a bite? Can I have a bite? So, because I'm like dropping this stuff all over here. But, this right here is good for perking up the skin. I've done a coffee and olive oil alone, or even coffee and honey alone if I'm breaking out really bad. So now that there, put a little bit more on my nose here. Okay. Alright. That's what I look like You got big old chunks here and there, but you know, y'all can tell that, you know, that's what it does pretty much. And then you leave it sitting for about 20 minutes, typically is what I do. Now I'm going to clean off my hands really good and get all this stuff off my hands. But what's left I will take and, you know, take with me into the shower and use it as a body scrub. Because you can tell it does have exfoliating properties to it. And coffee is supposed to be so good for anti-inflammatory, for puffiness, for all sorts of things like that. Now, I will take sometimes, well, you can tell it just kind of falls everywhere whenever you do it. So, you know, typically I'll do this like right before I hop in the shower or something like that, usually. So, you know, that's whenever I recommend doing it, is, you know, like you're standing over the bathroom sink, then throw your concoction together and do it. But now I'm going to take, well, actually we're going to take the bowl that I had the oil in anyway. I'm going to wipe it out. Now you can leave that oil in there if you wanted to for this, what we're about to do now. But I am taking the bowl, and now I'm going to do like my own lip scrub. I had done this in the past and I loved it. So I'm taking, you can buy these little things at Walmart for 98 cents. These little containers, they have a screw-on lid. And you go ahead and mix up your own little coconut oil and, you know, type concoction is what we're doing. Alright, what we're doing is our own lip scrub now. Now for me, I like to do it sometimes in a bowl, but you can do it directly into the pot if you wanted to, but I don't really recommend doing that. So I'm taking a good amount of coconut oil here, putting it in the bowl, using about a tablespoon size, because I don't know if you knew this, but 3 teaspoons makes 1 tablespoon. So, you know, but I take that and get it in here. Now it's white. So, but then in this part, no, I don't usually measure because I just go with what feels right to the texture. It depends on how much exfoliant you want, how little exfoliant you want. Taking brown sugar and putting it in this coconut oil. Now you can use brown sugar, you can use real sugar. To me, brown sugar has a lighter scrubby action to it. It's not as harsh, and it kind of tastes better to me. So, because some of y'all may know that whenever you're using a lip scrub or something, it's hard not to taste it at some point. Now, one thing I also like adding to this, whenever I do have it like I do now, but I'm not going to do it today, I like adding honey to it. Okay, see, that's fairly liquidy, but with this coconut oil, I don't know if y'all were aware, but coconut oil tends to warm up and liquefy. Then once it cools, it goes back to a solid state. So, you know, that's what you gotta remember about that. But I like mine fairly, you know, fairly good and exfoliating. But this right here is the light brown sugar, I believe. Yeah, this is the light brown sugar that I'm using to do this. Now once I fix it, usually I will keep it in the fridge too, just to help keep it fresh that much longer. You know, Now you can keep it like in a bathroom or something like that, but this time of year especially, it would start melting because of the heat, because you got heat going in the bathroom or whatever, so it'll start melting on you. Now that right there is what it looks like. You can tell it's getting pretty solid again because I've put enough brown sugar in there too. So, but that right there is what it looks like. Now I'm taking my container here. Now this right here can also be used as a body scrub and a face scrub. So you could make this up and put it in a big old jar right here. Now this is just like I said, it's coconut oil and brown sugar, and that's it. But yeah, you can use this as a body scrub, a face scrub, a lip scrub, whatever the case may be, and it works really well, actually, in my book. You know, so. But that 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon completely filled up that jar, and I've got another one here that I can add stuff to. These just came from Walmart, bought them a long time ago. You know, lost the other ones I had, unfortunately, but, you know, hey, you make do, right? Because I used to have a whole bunch of these, because I used to mix up my own stuff quite a bit. It's cheaper to do this than it is to buy a lip exfoliant. And if you really wanted to, you could even add like mint oil or something like that to it, you know, to add an extra fragrance or flavor or whatever. So basically 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon will fill up 2 of these little jars here. So I have 2 jars now. And like I said, once these cool off and everything, they do usually settle back down and harden up. But then all you gotta do is just use your finger and dig in there, you know. Like here's the spoon right here. That's all I'm using right now. And take it and just rub back and forth on the lip. You know, go in circular motions. Okay. Don't I just look lovely? But and this stuff does not taste bad at all, if you ask me. But you could use regular sugar, you could use brown sugar, you can use, shoot, you can even use like oatmeal, like ground up oatmeal if you wanted to. So I've done different things with ground up oatmeal too. You name it, I've probably tried it. I've tried baby food masks, I've tried coffee masks, I've tried just doing straight up oil. Well, like I showed you, to take makeup off, you can use straight up coconut oil. You know, now usually whenever I go, you know, the next morning or whatever, and I rinse my hair off, I wash my face really good too, if I haven't already done so. So, but this is supposed to give you nice glowing skin and all that, you know, and I can tell right now that it's already tightened on my face, you know, so, but that's the main things right there. Now I'm going to go wash my hands really good, and then I'll be back. Okay, now that my hands are good and clean, I'm going to take a break for a little bit, let my hair set for a while, you know, let this oil soak in, and then, you know, and let this mask sit on for a few minutes more, and then I'll come back and talk to you some more. Alright, I'm back. It's been about an hour and a half, I guess. You know, my hair's still pretty wet, and if you can tell, it's really starting to come together, though, at the top here where it is drier. So, I mean, it was pretty wet whenever I put that stuff on there anyway. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go wash all this stuff off using lukewarm water real good. You know, get everything off and even use what little extra I had and do my arms and legs and whatnot. And then I'll be back to show you what it looks like afterwards. I might even blow dry my hair as well. You know, I'm not sure yet. But, you know, I'll be back and show you what it looks like afterwards. And you can see the final result. I'm back from rinsing everything off, and I did blow dry part of my hair where you can see the shine on it now. I didn't want to do my whole head just because, you know, my hair takes forever to blow dry. But that is the side that I did right there. See the shine to it and everything. Now it takes about 2 to 3 washes sometimes to really get all the oil out, unless you do it like I suggested with, I don't let my hair completely dry with the oil on it, and then I go and put my shampoo on there before I ever wet my hair, pretty much. And then I lather it up, add a little bit of water here and there as needed to get a good lather, you know, and then rinse it out using cool, it doesn't have to be ice cold, but cool water. But then before I completely finish, I finish off with straight up cold water if I can. That's good for your hair whether you do a treatment or not. Whenever you're done washing your hair, you know, do it in cold water, you know, finish off in cold water, and it just helps to add shine to it. You know, not as much shine as this did. You know, I don't know if you can even tell the shine, really, but, because I'm not looking in the mirror. But, you know, that's pretty much the pamper thing that I do, and I've got to get a different robe and everything on, because this one is, like, all messy. But, you know, that's something that you can do periodically just to help you relax a little bit. I know it helps me, and it's a great way to also slough off all the dead skin and moisturize what skin you have. My skin feels so soft right now, you know, and that's the one good thing about this. It's, you really are moisturizing your skin, and I have oily skin, but it still needs a drink of moisture here and there. Now in the morning I will go ahead and wash my face as usual, you know, with soap and water and all that stuff. But it'll still feel good because of this pamper routine. So, what would you like to include in your pamper routine? And do you have any other items that you would add to this? Now for me, mine's not completely over for the night because I'm going to figure out what nail color I'm going to do and possibly do that tonight too. If not, then I'll do it first thing in the morning. But, you know, or another day or whatever. But, you know, what all do you have in your pamper routine? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know what your ideas are for a pamper routine and what you would like to see me do in a future pamper routine. I can do other DIY ones like this, or one like I typically will do whenever I don't have a whole lot of time, and that's using regular store-bought products instead of mixing up my own. You know, like the, just any old paper mask will work. You know, a paper mask. You can do a deep conditioner like the one I showed you was from the Dollar Tree. You know, that's a good one that really does help, at least in my opinion. You know, you can do those two things and then use the e.l.f. lip exfoliator to do your lips. But I feel like my lips are even softer doing this deal here than they are whenever I use the e.l.f. one. So, you know, that's something to think about. Because that only took 2 or 3 minutes to whip together. But, I can do another one with all store-bought products, or even different variations of this one, like where I use baby food to do hair mask and face mask and everything, because I have, believe it or not, done that before. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see, and I do hope you hit that thumbs up if you like this kind of video, because that lets me know what you want to see in the future. As well as hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I've got some superstar products coming tomorrow, and I have all sorts of good things planned. I have different, or not tomorrow, but Sunday is my Sunday superstars. Saturday I have Spotlight Saturday, where I spotlight one product and talk about it, or it could be a group of products that I spotlight in Saturday Spotlight. It could be an unboxing, something like that. Then Monday is Maniac Monday, where anything goes. There's no real rules for me on that day. No specifications about what has to be when. Then Thursday is our Tutorial Thursday. Friday is Fix It Friday. So I do hope you hit that subscribe button and join me for a lot of fun times. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.